Hello, everyone. It's your friend Tristan Miller. I'm just here to inform you that I'm recording my first stand-up comedy album and special on May the 4th in New York City at Caveat at 4 p.m. You can go to the link in my bio on my social media platforms, or you can go to caveat.com, go to May the 4th, and buy tickets there. Highly recommend that you get them early as they are cheaper that way. Also, after the show, I'm going to go, Phantom Menace is playing in theaters. So I'm going to take a big group to go to the nearest AMC or whatever Cineplex and go see my favorite Star Wars movie. I'll say it with my full chest. My favorite Star Wars movie in theaters again. So hope to see you at both things. If you have to pick one, just pick my show, please. I would like to sell out the house if possible. Anyway, love you. Hope to see you soon. Okay, bye-bye. Coming soon to theaters, podcasts, film reviews, and so much more. Available at tristanmiller.substack.com.
And now, our feature presentation.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Focus Testing, a podcast about movies where we make a movie. My name is Tristan Miller, and joining me today is Michelle Wiley. How are you, Michelle?
I'm so good.
Good.
I'm so good. I'm so happy.
Well, okay. All right. In this economy, that's really a marvel, actually. I'm glad.
I paid a subscription premium for 1 day of happiness a week, so it's today.
I appreciate you using it on the day we're doing this. I was going to say my day, as if I am in charge for your entire day.
Pretty sure the T in Tristan stands for Tuesday, so
it is. It's Tuesday, Ruse Day, Is Day, etc. And then Tuesday again halfway through. Would it be funnier if it was Thursday in the middle? Anyway,
I think 2 Tuesdays is good.
Yeah, just Tuesdays. Anyway, so you and I met doing comedy here in Auckland. When did you start doing that? And why, more importantly?
Why is a big one. I got told by one of my friends that I should do stand-up comedy, and then I started it, which is the worst story because it inspires the worst people to do stand-up comedy.
But also very funny people like yourself. So like the Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away.
It's a good point. But this friend, he has many ideas and he just tells them. And he's like, I didn't realize you would just do it. I was just suggesting something. So I don't know. I don't know how much I should put it down to him for that now. But he was like, I didn't know you were going to do 4 years of hard work to get to where you are now, right now. So it's been 4 years. It has been less than that if you count the lockdowns that we were in. But I started sort of just before one of the big Auckland lockdowns, and I have not looked back.
Nice.
Yeah. What else is there to tell about the story? I don't know.
I don't know it, so that's up to you. But yeah, that's so interesting that you started right before, because you all had multiple lockdowns, whereas the States, we just did the one big one that half the people didn't listen to, which is really worked really well. Clearly. So that must have been, so you started with one right before one of the big ones, and then immediately were like, I can't do this. And then was there another one afterwards that you then had to like stop doing comedy again?
So we had the big one in 2020 that lasted a while, and then we came out of it, and then halfway through that I started doing comedy, I think maybe, when was it? June 2021. And then right after that, we had a big Auckland specific lockdown. So the whole country wasn't in lockdown, just the city. And so we weren't able to go out and do anything. And I was too new to be able to do the Zoom mics and so on. So it was interesting in that one, because I remember being on the phone to my sister and saying it hurts to go into this lockdown a lot more because I feel like I've lost something now. Whereas before I was already working from home, like I already had my whole setup. So I was like perfect. I had just finished my master's degree right before, like 3 weeks before we went into the biggest, like first lockdown. And I was like, I've been training for this for the last 2 years. Isolation is is a habit by this point. So
Yeah, it's fair enough.
yeah.
Um, and you're about to start doing, is it this in the comedy festival? Is this your first hour that you're doing?
Yes,
How
debut
do you,
solo hour.
yeah, how do you feel about it? And how do
Um,
you, Mhm.
how do I feel about it?
Yeah.
How do I feel about it? I feel like I have gotten away with something, you know?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Like I feel like very happy in that regard, and excited about it because I applied on the last day the applications were due.
Oh,
I
wow.
didn't think that I would get in. I thought it was, I put work into the application, but it was not my finest work, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it was a bit surprising. And I'm really, really, really been pleased about the people that I've been able to meet through, like going through the process, which is really fun. And but yeah, certainly like a little bit of that, where how you deal with imposter syndrome is just to be like, ha ha ha, I got away with it. That's what I'm trying to do right now.
These fools, they don't even
Yes,
know.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's so funny. Yeah. And is it like all the material you've been working on for the last 4 years, or like how did you go about writing it?
Yeah, it is mostly that. I've recently made a huge change where I've taken out basically a 10-minute chunk,
Mhm.
and I'm going to put something else in, and I'm going to have to rewrite that bit for the whole show. And there's about 15 minutes that I've written specifically for the hour that I've put together. So it's
Nice.
stuff that will work outside in clubs and stuff, but it's also very tailored to the topics that I am talking about.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm really happy with how it's come together.
Good. I'm glad. I'm excited to see it. Um, this podcast not isn't just about comedy, it's also about movies, obviously. Do you have what's your first memory of being in the cinema?
Oh, the cinema.
Mhm.
I grew up overseas in a place that didn't have cinemas. So
Where?
it would have been a very recent one. I
Where did you
rem
grow up?
I grew up in Papua New Guinea,
Oh,
which is a whole other podcast. So
yeah. I was
uh,
like, that's interesting. Okay, I want to talk to you more about that, but that's, not exactly pertinent, but that's fascinating.
yeah. Um, I think genuinely the first time I remember being in a cinema was watching Mamma Mia with my mum and sister when it came out. I'm not sure how old I was.
That's so good.
Yeah. It's a great memory. I remember being dragged along because
Mm,
I was and still am very much a tomboy. And I was
mhm.
like, oh, a musical. That sounds disgusting. And then I left being like, ABBA is my favorite band ever.
Oh, that's very good. Do you have you seen the second one? And if so, do you have a preference between the two?
Oh, I feel like I have seen the second one. I
Mhm.
feel like they came out at very different points in my life. So I have very
Sure.
like I love the first one because I have these associations of like this fun time with my sister and my mom and then all of the musicals that we've come to love as a family after that and sing together. And then I like the second one so much because I'm so gay for Lily James. So,
Yeah.
like it's there's different reasons for loving it.
That is a fair point. I would say she is definitely perhaps the strongest point of that film is like, wow, she's so beautiful and sings so well.
Yes.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Um, I think the thing about the second one is the fact that it has a budget makes it worse.
Yeah. It's
It
not that yes,
it's
yes, 100%.
it's no longer camp. It's just like, oh, here's a movie musical. Whereas like the first one, you're like, all these people are drunk. What's happening here?
Yeah.
Like they're having a great time and it's goofy and it just looks like I don't know, like the
Like
lower quality of production value really adds a lot of
yeah. Like the fact that they used Pierce Brosnan's voice, that's part
hey,
of the charm.
hey. Here's the thing: as someone who can sing fine, I representation matters is what I'm trying to say. Um, I think it's very fun. That's very good. That's a very good memory. Do you go to the movies often now?
Yeah, I try to.
Mm,
I watch movies more now than I have in the past 10 years because I am on a Discord chat with a bunch of film nerds, and
Oh
they
yeah,
are like, watch this one, you'll love it. And then I end up loving it. So I just trust them at this point.
that's very good.
Yeah.
Do you have a go-to cinema snack?
No,
No, you're
no.
just a wild card out there.
Yeah. I just go for what I feel at the time.
Interesting.
It's not even, yeah, I love the popcorn, but I'm not always in the mood.
Mm.
And I don't, like, I always have water in there, but water's not a snack, you know?
Some moms would have you believe that it is,
Yeah,
and that's
true.
an issue. Um,
That's the stage of life I'm getting to now.
yeah, yeah. You ever I was thinking about this. You ever realize you're dehydrated because of the noise you make when you drink water? You have a sip of water and you make a noise that's like, and you're like, oh, I'm not treating my body with respect today, actually.
That's so funny. Thirst in the original meaning. Um,
Exactly.
yeah, sometimes I will take a drink from my bottle and then half of it will be gone after the drink, and I'll be like, oh no.
Oh no. I've made a terrible mistake. I learned a while ago that coffee doesn't actually dehydrate you. It just has that appearance because you're drinking it for a reason other than hydration. So you piss more than you would normally.
Oh.
And then I was like, great, now I don't need to drink water. And it was like,
Mm,
that's not the lesson to be learned here, actually. You
mm.
get something else from also drinking water.
Yes, the I know a doctor who doesn't drink water, and I'm like,
Oh, hmm. Hmm.
this is worse than the ones who smoke, I think.
I was gonna say that's tough. That's really tough. Um, are you ready for some movie trivia?
Yes, let's go. I'm not
Okay.
going to know anything. I have a very big blank spot in my cultural knowledge.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. First question is, what is movie?
Movie is audio and visual.
Okay. I like it.
Movie is
Simple.
art.
Ooh, is movie art? Mm.
Movie. What is movie?
What is movie?
Moving things. Oh, wow. What a question. What a start.
Thank you.
Is this movie? Because this is audio visual.
Mm. Narrative?
Narrative, story. Yes, very good.
Mm.
Yes,
Yeah.
narrative.
But then when we're improvising the plot of a movie, is an actual movie because it is getting recorded.
Ooh,
Ooh.
these are good questions.
I feel like
Two-legged biped
yeah.
sort of answer here.
I was gonna say it's definitely I think of this podcast as a Plato's cave of a movie,
Yes, very good. Very
Mhm.
good. I think philosophy is part of your podcast now also.
Yeah,
I just keep dropping these things.
hmm I think it's very good. I accept movie audiovisual narrative. I think that's good. Um, who was your first character crush?
Robin Hood from Robin Hood Men in Tights. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent answer. I was so worried when you were going to say Robin Hood, the fox, and I was like, okay, boring. We all think the fox is hot, but no. Robin of Locksley from Men in Tights. That's
Yes.
incredible.
And the thing about this one is when I was trying to come up with what is the original first answer I was giving, because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the early stuff that I watched was me being like, it was very much like a, do I want to be you or do I want to fuck you? And
Of
I
course.
figured out all of the guys that I loved when I was younger, it was I want to be you.
Mm-hmm.
So since then, yeah, we've clarified more. Like that,
Yeah.
we had very few movies on video in Papua New Guinea. One of them was the Swan Princess or the Swan Lake or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The cartoon, you mean?
Yes.
With
Yeah.
the Jean Bob and so forth. Great.
And my friend loved that, and I hated it. Boring to me. It's a love story. I didn't care,
Mm-hmm.
but I really, really wanted to be Derek. And Derek, the name Derek, I was like, that's such a cool name. And now I know better.
That's so good. Oh. That's so funny. Oh,
Sorry to all the Derek's out there, but
yeah, well, no,
your name sucks.
Derek is a terrible name. It's next to like Keith. You're like, what are you even doing? That's funny as
Who
well.
looks at a baby and goes, Derek?
I know. That's fucked up, honestly. Possibly a hate crime.
I think so. It's bordering that, yeah.
What is that line from The Office? It's a hate crime because he's committed a crime and I hate it. I love. Anyway, speaking of, I feel like speaking of Swan Princess, which movie do you think has the most likable villain? And I think, what is his name? Rothbart is such a fun villain in that. But that's
Ah,
what made me think
great
of it.
point. A
But
likable villain. I
likable,
mean,
not like empathetic, but like who do you enjoy?
who do you actually enjoy?
Yeah,
Oh, that's tough.
you know.
I I can't think of a single movie with a villain right now. I mean, all the Disney ones have like Ursula and stuff, like
Hmm.
the camp Disney villain
Hmm.
they're always delightful.
Hmm.
Oh, what's yours? Give me
Oh,
something to go
sure.
off.
Most likable villain. I feel like it's a tricky question because it is like what movie villain would you have a beer with? It's like completely different. And it's like but I do think one of the most charismatic movie villains is unfortunately Senator Palpatine from the prequels. I think he's so fun. I would hate to hang out with him, but I also would love to hang out with. I would love to like be in a group setting with him. I would never want to be one-on-one, you know. I think also I think Sauron would be an interesting hang. I don't think again he would. Christopher Lee seems to play guys that like suck in a way. Well, blah. I mean, obviously, but also like between him and Count Dooku, it's like I would hate because these are both people who would like invest in cryptocurrency. You know what I mean? It's like what is Sauron
Yes,
doing if not trying to deregulate the power of the ring? You know what I mean?
that's so funny. I love that. Deregulate the power of the ring.
Yeah.
What a phrase. I throughout that whole thing, I forgot that
Mhm.
this was also an audio medium, so I just stopped
No,
talking.
no, you're all good.
And I forgot we were in movie. I still can't think of a single
That's
villain.
fine.
I also haven't seen those Star Wars movies, so
That's fair. It is all good. Um, what book should never be turned into a movie? And you cannot say the Bible and you cannot say the dictionary. Those are the two most common responses, and I'm
oh,
like, get them out of here.
what book should never be turned into a movie?
Yeah.
What a good question. I love it so much. Um, I think there are some books that like because they're so um visually beautiful in the way that they are like things are described. I think
Mhm.
that like you should never recreate that because a big part of the joy is the fact that people are imagining different things. So
Mhm.
and this is a retrospective answer, but I recently read Annihilation,
Oh,
and then
sure.
someone was like, it was made into a movie in 2018, and then I
Mhm.
saw the trailer and I was like, no, I hate it. So
Okay.
Annihilation is one I'm like, no, never make that into a movie, even though it's been done.
So, I've heard that before from people who have read the book, where they're like, this should have. So, what you want to do is find the servers it is on and delete
Yes,
Annihilation.
yeah,
Get rid of it.
because so much of it is that so much of the feelings that are evoked from the book are the fact that you just don't know what these things are. And so making
Mm,
it into that visual thing means that suddenly, suddenly someone's written it down a whole description of something and you're like, no, but they didn't write it down originally
yeah.
for a point.
Yeah. Yeah. True, true, true. Yeah, that makes sense. Adapting books is like a really tall order. It's
Mm,
wild that any of them are successful.
yeah. And I think another retrospective one is The Hunger Games, like that being made into a movie just like reinforces the point of the book. So
Yeah, yeah, I agree. And also like it's impossible to like first person narrative to film is like really difficult because with film, you're almost going into fourth person where you're like, oh, the thing is, I am viewing it, not even
Yes.
like I'm putting myself,
Yep.
but that's a very good answer. I really like that. Um, Gosh, I had another question here for you, and I just have to remember which one it was. Great audio content. I'm actually interested about this one. What's my favorite movie?
Ooh, what's Tristan's favorite
Yeah,
movie?
based off of what you know
Oh,
about me, what's my favorite movie?
what a good question. Oh, I love that. Okay.
Hmm.
So I have some like very ubiquitous cultural knowledge, and I have some very specific movie knowledge because
Mhm,
I've been on this Discord for a while and I've seen some of these like classic
mhm,
movies. And I think um, that given that you make a podcast about movies,
mhm,
that you are an appreciator of like the like real foundational films that
mhm.
are being created is a very new industry film, in terms of art. Same with comedy.
Yeah.
So we're still like changing things, but really appreciating the traditions that have been established. This is all to say, based on some of this conversation, you like Star Wars, you like that's I think that you'll probably be a big Godfather person.
It's crazy. Never fucking seen it.
Oh no!
I've never seen it, and I will someday, I'm sure, but I've never seen any of them.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
That's so
but
interesting.
big
I think you would
swing
love them.
and it makes sense for
Mm.
sure. And I've never seen that, and I've never seen Rocky Horror, and those are two that people continue to go like, "I'll show you this movie," and then by
Mm.
2 weeks later, we're not friends or whatever, so we're not
That's so
seeing the
good.
movies.
I love that.
You know, I'm like,
And
"I'll get to
breaking
it."
friendships before you've even seen it. That's so funny.
Yeah,
It's just one of those ones that you like uh just like every scene you're like, this is so pretty. Like
yeah, yeah. I do know. I think that like the clips I've seen, I'm like, what a gorgeous movie.
mm,
I think it's the Francis Ford Coppola films I've seen are Jack, obviously.
I've never seen it.
It's Robin Williams has a disease that he's like an 8-year-old, but he looks like Robin Williams.
Oh, fun.
It's crazy. That it's done by Francis Ford Coppola. I've seen that. I've seen Tucker, the Man in His Dream, which is about a car that George Lucas was like, hey, we're gonna make this movie about a car. And I've seen Megalopolis. Those are the only
Ah!
ones I've seen. And here's the thing, based off of those three, I really like what he does. I think that
That's so
he's
funny.
yeah.
I love that. I adore that.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah. And
Um,
I kind of want to never see any of his other films because it's funnier for me to not
yes,
have,
yeah, great. Yes. I
but
like this a lot. I like not doing something that probably will bring you joy just for the story of it. That's something that I do a lot in my life.
yeah. It's impish to be sure.
Yes. Yeah, like I really didn't want to see Wicked. I really did not want to like Wicked. But I did, unfortunately. And
Yeah.
fortunately, it
Yeah.
just got to a point where people were talking about it so much. I was like, I am at this point like stopping myself from experiencing happiness. So
Yeah. Yeah, truly. I have yet to see it, and that was mostly because I just couldn't be arsed when it came out. I was like, I'm not in a movie seeing mindset, but
yeah.
I recognize that I would probably enjoy it.
Yeah, I think if they ever like re-release it or like a local cinema does it at their
Mm,
cinema, go ahead there because the audio, like having the good audio with it is just like so much better. I saw it twice, once in
mhm,
IMAX and once not, and I was like, okay, yeah, it was better the first time.
that makes sense. Yeah. I have recently accepted the fact that I like musicals.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you? What was it beforehand? Like,
Oh,
what was the discussion in your head?
oh well, growing up in the Midwest as a boy, you're not exactly encouraged to like musicals. And then also I
Yeah,
did a
I
lot
think
of
there's a musical about that. So
hmm, um Oklahoma. um and then growing up doing the theater and like as I said, I sing well, but I'm a little pitchy. So I couldn't compete. So I was never cast in any of the leads. So I was like, I don't know if I, and also famously musical theater actors are bitchy.
oh yeah,
So I
oh
was like,
yeah.
this whole thing I think is not for me. And then the most cursed part about this, the thing that made me realize, oh, I do love this, is I was doing an improv class that they made us one semester do was just dedicated to musical improv, and I was like,
Mhm.
oh no, this is actually really fun. I love this.
Oh,
So,
that's good.
which is the most annoying version of it, I feel.
Yeah.
But
It's like learning a lesson that someone's already tried to be telling you the whole time. And you're
yeah,
like, well, now I know it, but I'm not going to tell you about it.
yeah, absolutely. It's also crazy because like we watched so many musicals growing up. We watched White Christmas every year for Christmas, and I was like,
Huh.
I love this. I love the dancing. I love the singing. I think it's fun and funny. And then I was just like, never like it. Just
Huh.
didn't compute. I don't know. Anyway,
Interesting. The musical that your life is about is based on his High School Musical, by the way.
okay, so never seen any of those either.
Oh, wow.
Because again, right at that time where I'm like, this seems really stupid. Whereas
Yeah.
like now I'd be like, this is so camp.
Mm.
Fantastic.
Zac Efron trajectory. Sorry.
Mhm.
Sorry to put that on you.
Oh, well, here's the thing. There are worse fates. At least people are still engaging with him, I guess. I don't know. Is the man well? Who can say? I got two more questions for you, and then we'll get to the
Great.
actual game. And the one is, what is a film that people don't remember that you'd like them to?
That I'd like people to
Yeah,
remember.
yeah.
Mm.
Or one some they haven't heard of, or like,
Ooh. Yeah. Okay. So, one of my absolute favorite films ever is a very silly movie called Bonjour Tristesse, from the 1940s,
okay,
60s, 60s, 60s. It's Otto Preminger.
mm,
And the reason I love it is because I went on a spiral about a silver screen actress called Deborah Carr, who is stunning and beautiful and amazing. And she's in this. And
mhm.
they recently remade it, like coming out like this month.
Oh,
And I'm
really?
terrified because I don't like, I have so many emotional attachments to this old version.
Hmm.
And yeah, I just want to, everyone who goes to see the new one, I just want to be like, no, just go see the old one. Like,
Yeah,
don't even try with this one. So definitely that. I love it so much. I'm getting the film poster tattooed on my body at some point. So
hell yeah, that's
mm.
great. May I ask what's it about?
It's based on a book that was written in French. And I think it
Good
was
to
written
know.
by a French teenager, but I can't remember. But a French teenager is the main character.
Mhm.
And it's her journaling about her relationship to her father's new uh, lover.
Mm,
So
interesting.
it's kind of it's a tragedy, and it's like really key to remember this. But it's
Okay.
also just like one of those films that you're like I have created so much of like a world in my head,
Mhm.
talking with my friends about it, about what this film is like, and the characters in it, and like why they are doing what they are doing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just forget that sometimes. I'm like, I love this film, it's so funny. And then actually when you watch it, you're like, oh, this is completely deranged. This is a really weird movie. But I'm like, but I love it, you know.
I, I think I can really relate to that. I have that exact same experience with Blue Velvet,
Oh yeah.
where I'm like, I love this movie. It's so good. It's really funny. And then people watch it for the first time and they're like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah. What? Yeah. Because they're actually watching the movie, and I'm in my head making things happen with the characters. So,
Exactly. 100%.
mm,
That's good. I will have to watch it. And
the
then,
old version.
yeah, and then avoid the new one. Who is the new one by? Is it at least in good
It's.
hands?
I think it's probably at least in good hands. It's being released only at the Toronto Film Festival
Oh,
this
okay.
month. So I'm not sure if it's like gonna be a big thing or not. I have seen I've seen the trailer, I've seen some of the stills, and the shots look beautiful. Like
Mm,
I'm at least I will be happy about the fact that it will be a beautiful film. I
mhm.
just don't think that the so there's so many female characters in it who are nuts. Like, why are you doing what you were doing? Like, they all have their reasons and it's explained, but also it's weird. Like,
Mm,
it's just anyway. So there are all these beautiful female characters who are all sorts of screwed up, and then there is like one or two main male characters. And original one, the original dad was played by David Niven. Niven, I don't know how to say his name. And he's just like a force, and he was enough to like counteract all of these like amazing female characters. And I just don't think that that will be able to happen again. Like I like what I see in the dad this time. I'm like, I'm not sure if you are like a good enough balance to this. So that's what I worry about.
That makes sense. Do you know who is the lead?
Do I know who what? Sorry.
Is the lead who's playing the dad this go around?
No, I don't know him. No,
Okay,
I don't.
that's fine.
I'm not sure. Wait, the
I'll look it up while you answer
yes.
this next question.
Okay, great. Yes,
Can you remind me of the film name?
Bonjour, Tristesse.
Thank you. The final question is, why is Austin Powers so sexy?
Why is Austin Powers so sexy? I haven't seen any of the Austin Powers films. Again, this is the cultural like, you know, gap. And why is he so sexy? Probably because he's a man who doesn't take himself seriously, you know, but like is just like has that confidence anyway. Like he's like, my confidence comes from within, you know?
Yeah, I like that he doesn't take himself seriously is a very good way of putting it. Yeah.
I feel like this is such a serious answer to like a hilarious question also.
No. It is. I don't think that's really well thought out, and it's a different than because most people are always confident, but like you pinpointing why you think that reads well is good because it's not so like, well, it's his mojo or whatever. But that's very funny. Also, is from an outsider's perspective, like I've never seen the movie, but it seems like it's this is really, I think, good.
Yeah. I have seen a meme recently. I've sent it to many of my friends where it's just like two panels and it's him saying like, a shagadelic baby. I just have a few questions.
Yes.
And like this is you know my corporate friends in their areas is this is exactly what you need to be like in a meeting.
100%. It's like, yeah, that sounds interesting. But yeah, it's so good. I also love there's the moment where he's like, oh, good. You know, no, Austin, we won. There's a moment where he gets uncryogenically frozen and he goes, okay, so the war is over. It's like, great, we beat those filthy capitalists. No, Austin, we won. And he goes, oh, great. It's really good. It's really funny. They're good movies.
So good.
But, you know, some of the stuff has not aged well. But
yeah, I bet.
What can you do? Great answer. I looked up the director and everything. No one I've ever heard of. So I cannot give you any balm. Yeah, I can't assuage your fears at all. But, you know, only time will tell.
Yeah.
Are you ready for our word?
I'm so ready.
Oh yeah.
I'm terrified, but I'm ready.
I'm simply not going to go with that one. Because it's just war, and I feel like that it's too broad. No. So we have crew.
Crew.
CREW. Crew.
Crew.
I have some notions where I go, but I defer to the guest because I don't want to bulldoze. Do you have any instincts?
I love sports, and the first thing that comes to mind when you say in your Midwestern accent "crew" is the Brewers baseball team, because they're called the Brew Crew, and I don't know if that's where we want to go.
That's funny, actually.
I was like also thinking heist because you've always got a crew in a heist. So
okay, I like that. Okay,
what about a baseball heist?
I was gonna say baseball heist is very good. You have to steal like the assigned Mickey Mantle baseball or whatever. And I do think that's good. Better than what my instinct was just theater crew. You know, like in high school, and then but
okay. What about the theater crew has to steal something from the baseball team?
There you go. From the high school baseball team. Oh,
it's their hearts, by the way. They have to steal their hearts.
Their hearts. I like that. Okay. I like that. How do we move forward with that idea? In any conceivable way. I feel like I'm still not over you knowing Brew Crew. I think that's crazy.
Wait, Why?
I don't know. It's just we're so far away from all of that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I love American sports. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. That's so interesting.
So the
I
Brewers
mean,
organization used to be run by a guy who ended up being the commissioner of baseball, and he wrote a book, and I read the book. And
mhm.
this is so I know so much more about the Brewers than a lot of the other teams because I read his book. So
Okay, okay, that makes sense. Bruges is Wisconsin, right?
Milwaukee Brewers?
Yes,
Yeah.
Wisconsin. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I was like,
I know the sports teams, not the places. What do you
that's fair enough.
come on?
That's the main reason I was like, why do you know Wisconsin's baseball? Like, I understand knowing like the Mets or whatever, but like, I was like, "Bleh." Anyway. So these high school students, they have to steal something from the baseball team. Obviously, when you said their hearts, that's cheeky, but also I feel like obviously there has to be like a Romeo Juliet one
Yes.
person from the baseball team, and
You haven't seen it, but we are recreating the plot of High School Musical. So
I was wondering if that would
yeah,
unfortunately be the case.
yeah,
Um,
that's where we're headed.
mm,
Should we pivot? Do you
I
want to
feel like we
pivot?
should pivot a little
Okay.
bit.
All
Yeah,
right. Did you like Heist?
I did like Heist. Yeah,
Okay.
Heist films are always fun.
Heist films are so good. I
I,
loved Ocean's 8.
yes, yeah, great movie. Um, I think that still having it being baseball themed, the heist
Yeah.
is
Okay.
fun and is good.
All right. All right.
Um,
Stealing bases and stealing.
there you go. I like that. I should. I feel like what comes to mind is that
Hmm.
there is a baseball museum, in Kansas City about
Hmm.
the what was called the Negro Leagues.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like stealing something from that as like a conspiracy theory, like National Treasure style.
Oh
Like it's part of
yes.
memorabilia, but it's also part of American history, where you have to
Beautiful.
like, it's not just like money based. If it's like some sort of like it's a
History
secret
connection.
map or something would be
Yes.
good.
Very good. I love this secret map. What's the old? There's like a couple of really old stadiums that are still being used. Like
Mm,
the Red Sox Stadium in Fenway Park is like pretty old.
yeah.
Um, where is some other? Were you into baseball?
Oh yeah. Don't follow it, but I love watching it. I've been to a few games.
Yeah.
I think that what's Wrigley Field as well, I think
Wrigley
is,
Field.
yeah.
Yes.
And I think if they had to go to all, that would be very good.
Also, the San Francisco Giants spot, I can't remember what it's called, but it's right next to the water. And I kind
Hmm.
of love the idea that you would like do some diving and like get into that spot, you know? Like,
Sure. Yeah. It's really good, like splashing up. The sequence would be in my mind, like they're all swimming towards it. And then someone who's very dry comes around and goes, "Well, I just parked in guest parking."
yes, yes, amazing.
Yeah. We we rented a car. They're not going to be able to like, what are you doing?
That's so funny. I love it so much. So what happens sometimes is if someone hits a home run in the Giant Stadium and it goes into the water, there's always people kayaking to try and get the ball, like as like a memorabilia piece or whatever. Yeah. So
Okay.
I love the idea that you would like be like swimming and then suddenly someone's getting smacked on the head with a kayak paddle just because there's like home runs being hit.
I also love the idea of them like being very serious diving and then coming up and then just one of them like getting hit in the head with a
Yes.
baseball
Yes.
and then someone in the kayak catches it and they are like, yeah.
Beautiful. I love this story. We've
Hmm.
we've got some comedic aspects down,
Excellent. Yeah.
which
Uh,
is the important part of the movie, obviously.
clearly. I think as well, we have to, what is it? Do you want 5 people for the crew? 4
Yes,
people? I think 5 makes
5 is
sense.
great.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we
Yep.
have to have our hero who is emotionally invested with this thing.
Okay.
Some,
So
mhm.
family connection or historical connection or they wrote an essay about it one time and got too deep in the sources.
I I think I think family connection makes it is the easiest,
Mm,
because it just, but it is very National Treasure to be like, I have this connection to my family, which is,
Yes.
which is fair enough. It's like a genre unto itself at this point.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, they recently restored a lot of the records from the different leagues into baseball records, and so some records were like stolen or like take, a record had been stolen from someone. I think it was the stolen bases record, which is so like, you couldn't write that better.
yeah, absolutely. Um, do we want it to be okay? The conspiracy that is being unmasked.
Yes.
Do we want it to be malicious or do we want it to be stupid?
Oh, what a good question.
Should it be aliens? Should baseball be from extraterrestrial? Like, should it be that? Should it be?
I love this. Okay, yeah, aliens. It wasn't
Okay.
steroids in the 80s. It was aliens.
Exactly. See,
Yep.
you get it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's got to be like someone who are they? Okay, what about this? Our main character is adopted. And they're like, I've never met my birth parents. All I know is they were a professional baseball player. And they've always felt out of place on planet Earth. And it turns out at the end of the film that they are, in fact, an alien.
Yes. Amazing. And so this professional baseball player was an alien?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. I love it. I love it.
Cool. So we have that backstory. Great. We have motivation as to why. Because they're trying to find their birth parents initially. And then they all of a sudden... it gets out of hand.
Yeah, and if we go back far enough, people did not really care about like where you were coming from in baseball. They were just like, you can hit a ball.
Mm-hmm.
You can play for us. Except if you're a girl, fuck off.
And for a while, black.
Yeah.
I think that's good for a motivation. So that's one character down. We have
the hero.
Four more to go. I feel like one of us got to be like a childhood best friend or something.
Ooh. I immediately went to what's that movie that Tom Hanks is in where he has the Wilson as his friend? I was immediately like, it's
Castaway.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Where were you going? You pointed at me like you had something.
No, I was just like, yes. What are you saying?
No, I had nothing. I had a joke.
Okay. Which is good.
No, okay. A childhood best friend. How old is this person, by the way? Because like
I feel like in college makes sense.
In college. Okay.
Or they're working on their masters and they're like, my master's in baseball because I am obsessed with baseball.
Yes. And you can have that. It can be in stats because stats people are obsessed with baseball.
Yeah.
But not anyway. So a childhood best friend, who is someone who I really want this childhood best friend to like leave for no explicable reason and then come back and suddenly like they're wet and you're like, why are you wet? And they're like, don't worry. And people are often friends with other athletes. So I was like, okay, is this a really good is this person on a swim team in college? That sort of idea. And then the kayaking thing. Background.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. That's good. I like that.
Area of expertise.
That's very good. I like that. So he's a free swimmer or whatever they call it.
Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah. Love it.
Yeah, I like that.
Cave
diver, which will come in handy later on because there's got to be some sort of secret tunnel.
Yes. Okay, perfect.
I like that a lot. And then they have to hire other people as well. 3 other people for this heist.
The tech nerd.
Obviously. Gotta be like a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Right.
Perfect. Or a 62-year-old.
Oh, see, those are both good options. Yeah. Now, which one to do?
Like we're inverting the invert already.
I think, what would be fun if it's like an older person, it's like getting Jeff Bridges in. Just because I'm old doesn't mean I don't know how to do a computer.
Yes. Yeah. This is amazing. I love it so much. I also want Jeff Bridges to be really good at baseball in the end as well.
That's really good. Should he be the dad? Should he be the alien?
But then is he trying to find his own... Like, why wouldn't he just be like, all right, son, sit down. I'll tell you this story.
I don't know why. That's true. That's fair enough. But like...
The alien
took
over Jeff Bridges'
an alien
body.
Is probably a big enough twist. I'm sorry, what?
The alien took over Jeff Bridges' body and then left it. And so Jeff Bridges is left with all of these unexplained skills. He doesn't know how he got them. It's like a memory. He's had his memory wiped, and they're going back through all of the records to try and figure out who he was.
That's funny. Because then you would just see like, because they'd finally get to a picture of his dad, because he's all he has is a name, and then he just turns, and it just like focuses in on Jeff, and he goes, "What?"
And they've all been getting into these areas, like they've been like sneaking into these areas, but everyone's like, it's Jeff Bridges, let him through, like, you know, he's allowed.
Hence, like them all swimming towards the thing, and he goes, "Yeah, no, I just parked it."
Yeah.
You know, they let me in a VIP slot. I don't know what's going on.
The owner came out. Say
Yeah.
hello. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, man, it's going easy. I don't know why you're making it harder for yourself.
Yes. Amazing. Kids these days, you're always texting. You can't just talk to someone.
Yeah. Yeah, I just looked him in the eye, gave him a firm handshake. What's the deal? Yeah. Oh, that's good. Fun. Okay, so we have 3. We need 2 more. I feel like having someone who is like who's like a security expert that is like too horny for guns. Where they're constantly like, we don't need to shoot anybody. Stop it.
Yeah. This is, sorry, I really went off on a visual of too horny for guns. There was a lot happening in my head there.
Fair enough.
None that I'm gonna say on this podcast.
Fair enough. In my mind goes to Michelle Rodriguez of Fast and Furious fame.
Yeah.
Who's like, oh, wisecracking, like, no, we just gotta bust in there, and everyone's like, Michelle, please.
Chill, girl, chill. Yes, I like this. I also, for some reason, like, it's a very American thing to have a lot of guns, right?
Oh, yeah,
and it's very, so there are some shows and movies that like are set not in the States, and they're like very deliberately not using guns and stuff like that. So for some reason, I want a British actor for this role, like you know, someone who isn't American who is obsessed with guns is fun. And I was thinking, is it Nicola? What's it, Coughlan or something from Bridgerton?
I'm not
like, just like, you don't know who it is. You should look her up, because I think you will recognize her when you see it. But like, just someone really like who you're just not like, yeah, you're into guns. This is yeah.
Yes, I do know this person. I did not know her name. That is so funny. That's really good.
Okay, great. All right.
That's really quite good. Yeah.
Also, I think it's so fun when a British person says gun. I think that's like,
I think she's Irish.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Nicola. I know you're never going to hear this, but I apologize so hard for that.
Yeah, I mean, that's yeah, she's in Dairy Girls as well.
Yes, she is in Dairy Girls. I'm dumb. I just forgot. As I know her from Dairy Girls. I love that. True, man. Okay,
but
that's why I'm apologizing so hard. It's because I watched Dairy Girls.
That's fair enough. I think that's very good, though, to have someone who is like a British character going, yes, I really do enjoy guns.
Guns, yeah. She's got a little teapot, and it's got a gun handle. You know?
It's really good, actually.
I think this is a comedy, by the way, now.
Well, yeah, I feel like absolutely. I feel like we already have an old guy, but I was like, Liam Neeson should be somehow involved. Maybe he's the antagonist.
Yes, absolutely. What is he antagonizing us with?
He's the FBI agent trying to stop them from uncovering the alien thing.
Nice. Yes.
It's
I like this.
And Gillian Anderson not playing Scully. A different agent completely. Her hair's different. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I love that idea. And I haven't seen a lot of the X-Files, but from what I know, Gillian Anderson is the straight man, like in the relationship, you know, she's the, like, it's not aliens. It's always aliens.
Yeah.
I really want her to be the it's always aliens person in this.
I think that's really good, actually. That's the version of like, well, have you ever considered it could be
Yeah.
aliens? And Liam was just like, no, it's not.
It's
It
not.
never has been and it never will be.
It's baseball. That's great. I also want there to be an antagonist who is the MLB commissioner, but for no like real antagonistic reasons. He's just annoying. Like he just keeps popping up being like, stop this. And they're like, but why? And he's like, I don't know.
You're scaring away all the customers.
Yes, okay, great. Yeah.
You're really causing these people distress. I imagined it as Nick Offerman. I don't know why.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. I
Look.
mean, A League of Their Own connection already with Nick
Oh yeah,
Offerman.
true. Yeah.
Oh, damn it, should Abby Jacobson be in this?
Yeah, she could be the final person.
Okay.
Final member of the team.
Yeah.
Yes. She's so good, eh?
She's so good. That TV show based on that movie, that's something I'm like, yes, give me all the recreations of that.
Yes, I agree. Very good, very good show. Great. So we have our cast characters, we have what they're doing, and so they start in Kansas City, and then they go to Wrigley, then they go to the Giants.
What is the Giant Stadium called?
I don't know.
Let me look at this up. That's the one I've been to out of all of these.
Oh, nice. Just for fun, or were you playing? This is the playground.
I lived in Canada briefly. It's called Oracle Park.
Oracle Park.
What a name. Especially for an alien movie.
Oh, that is good.
So good. I briefly lived in Canada and I flew into San Francisco, and so I was going around watching all the games and so on.
That's fun. Lovely. I think them ending at Oracle Park is really good.
They say Oracle 3 times in the mirror, and suddenly a UFO is behind them, and then Jeff Bridges leaps again.
Which is there is like a Starman connection there as well, which is quite good. He's always getting sucked into something he doesn't know what it's about, you know?
Yeah.
Have you seen that clip from an Actors on Actors roundtable where they're talking about the Last of Us TV show with Pedro and Kieran Culkin? And Jeff is also there.
So, and Jeff is there. Yeah. Sorry, you go on.
And they go, oh yeah, Kieran's like, oh, the game is so good, I really got, sucked into playing it. And Jeff goes, I got sucked into a video game once. And they go, which one? He goes, Tron. And it's such a good joke, and it dies.
Oh no!
No one acknowledges it at all, and it's heartbreaking.
That's so sad. Can I briefly go off topic to tell you a joke my friend, the same one who told me to do comedy, I was at a 21st party last Saturday night, which is nuts because I'm 31. But one of our friends was at the party and then was going on a date afterwards. And we were like, okay, like what's your type? What's she like? And he's like, I don't know, she's different from my regular type. You like she's sort of short and blonde, and she is an electrician's apprentice, I think. And someone was like, oh, so your type is Sabrina Carpenter. And my friend was like, no, your type is Sabrina Electrician. And apparently you got nothing. And he told me it afterwards, and I was like, no, that's a great joke. That's a good so joke. Amazing. Yeah. It's
really good.
Yeah.
Oh.
And a perfect setup. Like that joke can't be told in any other set, it's amazing.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate as well, where like that's a good anecdote, but like you can't tell it on stage.
No.
It's just like an amusing, like this was the perfect vehicle for that. Of like, oh, something funny happened the other day.
Exactly. Yeah. Devastating.
Yeah.
All right.
I like that.
Baseball alien movie.
It's giving, I think, My Favorite Martian, the remake with Christopher Lloyd, is also a baseball movie somehow. I don't remember.
Oh no. There's got to be so many movies that I haven't seen. So
well, yeah.
What is E.T.? I haven't seen E.T.
I've never even seen E.T. either. My parents were like, "This movie is boring. We're not going to rent it again for Blockbuster."
Whoa.
They're like, "We didn't enjoy it. We don't care."
And why did your parents like watch all your films before you saw them or something?
No, they had just seen it when it came out in theaters, I think, and they're like, it's
Oh,
not a very good film, so we're
oh,
simply not going to rent it. We don't
oh,
give a shit.
wow.
And
That's so funny.
with that being said, they would vet films a lot. I grew
Yeah.
up pretty conservative, so
Same.
yeah, it's a bit much to be like, let me watch all the fit things your kid is watching.
Yeah.
It's like a
Yeah.
bit full on.
I remember watching The Notebook when I was 13 with my mum and my sister in the room, and I had to leave the room during the sex scene. Mum was like, leave, and I'll tell you when you can come back.
I had that exact same experience, but in the
Yeah.
theater.
Oh no, that's even worse.
They were like, my mom said, you can stay, you are like around, like it is like a PG-13 film, you can, but it will be embarrassing. It is me and your two sisters.
Yeah. Actually, such a good call from your mum's perspective, though. Like for
Yeah,
you, protecting you in a way that you maybe didn't realize.
exactly. So I went and
Yeah.
I played the Star Wars video game in the arcade, and then I came back and I was
So,
like, I think I came in like right as the finale was happening as well.
so you missed a lot of it?
I think so. I think I got sucked into that video game.
Incredible callback. Well done.
Thank
You should do
you.
comedy or something. Amazing.
So, does our hero? Have we cast our hero? By the way,
No,
Hmm.
no.
Who should
I
it be?
think could Abby Jacobson be the college best, no, the childhood best friend?
I think that's great. Yes.
Yeah.
Um.
I think that yeah, okay, great. Who is our main character?
Hmm.
Timothy Chalamet. No. Um
I'm not going
immediate
near. Yeah, I'm not going near
immediate
that.
shake of the head from Tristan.
I mean, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to Mr. Bob Dylan himself. He's doing all
Wow.
right. You know, he
So
does.
that's amazing. You don't want to cast a hot rat boy
I
for
don't want
our
to
lead?
cast a hot rat boy with chlamydia. No,
No, with chlamydia.
have you not heard this?
No?
When he was at
Is this
NYU,
alleged chlamydia or is it
yeah,
okay?
allegedly, when he was at NYU, he gave so many people chlamydia.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's genuinely awful.
yeah, deeply unfortunate.
Ooh, wow. Okay,
Um,
yeah, we're not casting him just for, safety of the rest of the actors.
yeah, it's a health and
Um,
safety issue. Yeah.
oh, incredible.
Um, I feel like if it's Abby Jacobson is their best friend, that does
Hmm.
age the character up, which is fine. So
Yes.
if they're getting their masters, that's actually better. I feel like because that is a wider net to cast from because
Yeah.
there are very few younger actors that I'm like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Or
Um,
that I even know.
so that yeah,
For some reason, Miles Teller is coming to mind because
that
he has like a sports face, I think.
he does a bit. He does, and he does look like he could be half alien.
He does. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah.
I'm gonna look up um Jeff Bridges and remember what he looks like
Oh,
properly.
sure. Yeah, he does
And
vaguely
then
look like. I mean, he could. They're both white. It's fine. um,
this ah, I love this casting for Jeff. Incredible.
I love,
Alien Jeff Bridges.
I love Jeff Bridges so much. Ugh.
So
Um,
and also the main character is adopted, so we don't even have to
yeah, we don't
have
really
a,
have
a
to.
white guy.
Yeah, it could be anybody.
Could be anybody. It
Yeah,
could be
Sarah
Bowen
Jessica
Yang.
Parker. Okay.
Um,
Now Bowen Yang's interesting, but I like what Bowen does. I don't know if he can hold the center of a film.
okay, all right, gotcha.
You know what I mean? I feel like it would all of a sudden become pretty wackadoo.
It would. It would.
What?
Uh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
What else we got?
What about Lily James? Not. Here's the thing.
I
I
could
had a
never be on set.
Yeah. I had a misfire. I meant Lily Gladstone, but I feel like Lily James, it would actually be really fucking funny and good.
You meant Lily Gladstone, but you said Lily
Yeah,
James.
my brain misfired. I don't know why.
Wow.
Yeah,
But
completely
also, Lily
whiff.
Gladstone is a great call.
Yeah, a butch baseball player? Are you kidding
Yes,
me?
I love
Incredible.
this.
They're great.
Yeah.
Um And also like Lily and Abby is like childhood best friends makes a lot of sense to me.
Yes. Yep.
I think that's good.
I like this a lot.
And
Um,
so since we've moved Abby from that fifth character that's just kind
mhm.
of there, we do need to fill that slot if you wouldn't
Okay, Bo
mind.
and Yang. No.
I was actually thinking that. That would be really fun. Who is like, not to play into stereotype, but very reluctant about all of this.
Yes. Oh, this is a great call. I like this so
Where he's
much.
like, I really don't want to do this, but I love baseball. And everyone's like,
Mm,
you love baseball? And he's like, what? Everyone's got such a great ass in baseball.
yep.
Why do you
Tight
think I
pants.
wouldn't want to
Tight
watch
pants, high
baseball?
socks. Yep. Oh, very good. I like this. Um,
Great.
there's a lot of queer baseball puns as well, which
Yes.
feels so appropriate for how camp this film is apparently turning out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's got alien Jeff Bridges in it.
Yeah,
It simply must be.
true. It's true.
Um, cool. What?
Uh,
Mhm.
so we have Lily Gladstone, Abby Jacobson, Jeff Bridges, unnamed tech person who could be 12 or could be 62, and Bowen Yang.
I thought Jeff Bridges was the tech person.
Oh, okay. My bad. Do we have?
Okay.
Okay, so there's another one.
Well, if you want.
Okay. All right. We don't have to have another one.
Yeah, it could just be 4 people.
4 people and a dog. Um, 4 people and a sheep.
I think 4 people and a dog is really funny as a concept. Where Bo and Yang has brought, and you'd think, again, playing into stereotypes, it's like a little lap dog. No,
Yes,
it's
Chihuahua.
like a German Shepherd.
Yes. Okay. Great. Amazing. I love it. I love it.
Oh,
A German Shepherd. A Whippet.
a whippet. And that's how they figure out Jeff Bridges is actually an alien as well, because the dog acts weird around Jeff Bridges. He doesn't like
That's
Jeff.
yeah. That's great. I love that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So what happens once they realize Jeff is an alien and has to go back to his home planet or whatever? What do we do here? Michelle, what do we do?
All right. So the other option is it was just an alien in Jeff Bridges' body, and so Jeff Bridges gets to remain, but he gets to meet the alien who inhabited him while he had his amazing baseball career, and that's why he doesn't remember anything.
That is really good as well. No, I like that a lot. And it
This is
also plays into like Jeff Bridges' whole like, oh, I'm a stoner thing. He's like, yeah, man, I
yes,
barely remember any of that.
yeah, and also it is allegory for steroid. I don't know. Like yeah.
Yeah. I like that. Should
That's so
the
funny.
alien be like Andy Serkis in a mocap suit? What do we think here?
Whoa, amazing.
Should it be? I kind of imagine it as goo.
Yeah, interesting. I have recently been playing a lot of Pokemon Violet. Do you know Pokemon?
I know some Pokemon.
Okay, there's a Pokemon called Gimmighoul or something like that, and it's like this tiny. So you have I'll try to spell it out for you. Ghimminy
Ghim. Mm-hmm. It's
Ghoul.
got it right here. Yes. Oh my gosh, he's so cute.
Mm-hmm. That's what I am imagining all these tiny aliens as.
Oh, that's so cute. He's got like a little coin. So cute. I think that's great.
Like with baseballs, except not the coins.
I think with a little baseball, and they should all have. What if they all have baseball hats? But it's like
Yes.
part of their anatomy. They just
Yes.
happen to have baseball caps.
Yes. Incredible.
I like that. And I think if they're going to be cute aliens, Andy Serkis has got to get out of here. He's too intense.
All right.
But I feel like
Steve Buscemi.
that's really good. It's really funny.
Antonio Banderas. Sorry, now I'm just going through Spy Kid.
That's great. I had a moment. Okay, I'm gonna tell a little story if you don't mind. I used to work at a restaurant called Upland in New York right before I moved here, and Steve Buscemi came in a couple of times. But the first time I was like looking down because I was doing work, but the first time he came in, he started talking, and in my mind, like obviously I registered his voice, but it registered. I'm like, I know that voice. What is that? And the line, "Do you think God also stays up in heaven because he too fears what he has created?" And I'm
Oh
like,
yes.
that's Steve.
Wow, that's amazing.
And
I
my coworker did not recognize them. It's like, "Oh, we actually don't have a table for you. You can go eat at the bar." And I was like, "You're right. That's Steve
wow.
Buscemi. We should probably make a little room for him."
Oh my gosh, that's so good. You with
But
Jeff
yeah,
Bridges, like the whole yeah, anyway.
yeah, the
Um,
whole
we can just take that story, put it in, and it will be Jeff Bridges instead.
yeah, 100%.
I love that.
Yeah.
I so it was a nice restaurant.
Yes.
If the
It was pretty nice, yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
Who else did you get to meet?
Oh, Bill Clinton.
What?
Yeah.
That's not.
Which is crazy. The two the two presidents I've met in my life are George W. Bush and Bill Clinton, which is
Oh, your favorite ones. That's so
yeah, my
nice.
two
Yeah.
favorite presidents. I do think if I ever did drag, my drag name would be George W. Butch.
Oh, fuck, that's great.
Hey, thanks.
You shouldn't have said that on the
Yeah,
podcast.
people are gonna take it now. And
Yeah.
they're, can you own an idea? You know?
That's another podcast, Tristan. That's a okay.
I like that
Look,
Jeff.
if
Mhm.
this movie comes out and I don't know about it and they took it from this, I am just gonna be so okay with that.
Yeah, sometimes you just want to float an idea out and then let someone else take care of it. You don't have
Yeah.
to do all the work.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, what is an intellectual property anyway?
Mm,
Who can say
who can say
what an
apart from
if
the
is?
courts?
hmm Um, I feel like we got does Lily Gladstone go with the aliens,
Ooh.
or
Ah,
does Lily stay on Earth?
what a good question.
hmm
Because
Because
Lily Gladstone could be their idea of what a god is, you know?
mm, and honestly, they're correct.
They are correct. When I said
Um,
their idea, I meant my idea, but in the movie, their
mm,
idea.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, what is a movie if not a metaphor for your own opinions, or a
Exactly. Yeah.
filter through which you see the world?
Yes. Yes. Lily could leave because she is their god incarnate, or Lily could stay because she really wants to have a really lifelong fulfilling career in early childhood education. You know. She's like, actually, I just realized I don't like baseball. I really like children. I'm gonna go be away from here.
That's funny. I really like that. I think what could be interesting is because, we have them getting their master's degree,
Yes.
and we don't necessarily need to specify what it is.
Yeah, great point.
And then by the end of it, it's like, well, no, I'm an early childhood educator. The reason I went on this adventure is because I was like, well, I don't know who my biological parents are,
Yeah.
and I'm going to be interacting with all these kids, and maybe they specialize in adopted children or whatever,
Yeah. Yeah. This
you
is a
know.
great. Yep, I love this so much.
And I like that. It's like, hey, this is cool at all, but I also don't care.
Time to get back to real life,
Yeah.
you guys.
I like that a lot. Like, I'm gonna... Sorry, just because Lily has such a flat affect because they're from Montana. So it's just like, this has been really nice, but I really got to get going.
Yeah. Incredible. I love that. So good.
Oh, that's really funny and good. Oh, great. We have our movie.
Incredible.
Do you have any idea who should direct it?
Francis Ford Coppola. Um, no, I don't know who are directors.
That's fine.
Look, I'm going to tell you the only directors whose names I know. Um, Jordan Peele,
Okay.
um, Mike Flanagan.
Ooh, I don't know who Mike Flanagan is.
He does TV.
Okay.
Who else is a director? Oh no,
Mm.
oh no, I can't. She did Barbie.
Greta Gerwig.
Greta Gerwig. There we go. These are the only directors I know.
Well, luckily they're the only directors that exist.
Yeah, good
You
point.
know, yeah. I feel like someone who's really like all American, or
Okay.
that's part of it, where they're like, I know, because baseball is such an American fucking, iconic thing. I feel like maybe I do like the idea of it being Francis Ford Coppola. Like, what is he going to follow Megalopolis up with?
Yeah, amazing. Who I know, does Ben Affleck direct now?
He
Because
does,
he's
yeah.
a big baseball guy.
He is.
Yeah,
That would be very funny, but the only problem would be he'd want to play some role.
true.
Maybe
Great
he's the
point.
baseball commissioner.
Yeah,
There you go.
because
Perfect.
he does get into arguments about things that don't matter, like which hat he wears in Gone Girl. That's the only reason that I know that he's a big baseball fan, because he
Yeah,
wouldn't wear a Yankees cap. He ended up wearing a Mets cap. Was that it?
I think so. I think that
Because
was the
he's a Boston
compromise. Yeah.
Red Sox fan. Yeah.
And it's really interesting for two people to be so wrong and so right at the same time.
Yeah,
You know?
agree. Yeah.
But yeah, I like that a lot. I think that's a really good choice.
Do you know? Oh no,
Mhm.
I was going to say another big baseball fan is the guy who ends up going to. He's a Cubs fan. He was in Groundhog Day, but then maybe not him.
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray. Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely there. He's definitely a
Yeah.
big
That's
baseball
not.
fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Let's not.
Yes, he's vaguely problematic at this point in his
Yeah.
career. But also like, I also like just he feels like he seems like just such a pain in the ass to deal
Yeah.
with.
Yeah.
And I don't want to put that through, but put Ben
I
Affleck through
agree.
that.
I agree.
Um, or Bowen Kent. Could you? I mean, it'd be cool to see like two SNL people next to each other like that. But
Yeah.
like, I can't imagine that would. Ugh, what would they have to talk? They'd be like, "What's Lauren like now?" I don't know. Could you
That's a
imagine?
great. I mean, yeah, you'd have. Yeah. One like one 10-minute conversation and then nothing for the rest of the filming. That's so funny. Uh, okay.
Yeah, Ben
Ben
Affleck.
Ben Affleck's our director.
That's perfect. Are you ready for a lightning round?
Yes.
Great. So the first word. Again, we get the same prompt and then we do a little.
Wait, who's going first for the first one?
I will go first to demonstrate what I
Right.
mean. First word is beat. For me, BEAT, by the way. Beat is about a battle of the bands
Hmm.
style competition, but it is about beatboxing. And it is two people trying a tale as old as time. They used to be friends when they were kids. They drifted apart. This is how they reunite.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
You did specify the spelling, but beat in my story is a very, very prestigious farming competition where people are growing root vegetables, and there's just one person who's constantly winning that beetroot competition, and some new upstart from the city comes in and beats them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they fall in love? Is it a Hallmark movie as well, or
Ooh. No, I think they go into business together.
okay?
Is that yeah? They're just business partners, not romantic partners.
Very good. Uh, diameter is what we have.
um,
So it's a bit grim. This thing that comes to mind
yeah.
immediately is it's the police investigation after Princess Diana's car accident. And as I am someone who is unfortunately, prone to conspiracy theories,
Oh,
there's something there where maybe it was on purpose or whatever, but it starts with like how many meters to die.
that's beautiful.
Diameter.
Diameter.
Yeah.
That's so good. Diameter.
Diameter. Yeah.
Uh, my one is about there's a scientist who is desperately trying to warn the world about the fact that there is a a diamond at the core of the earth, and it is slowly growing bigger, and it will eventually cover the whole earth if they don't stop De Beers Diamond Company from growing growing this diamond. It will take over the whole. It will cover the diameter of the earth. There we go. There's a circle.
I like that. I really enjoy that. That's so weird.
It's so weird. Yeah.
I like it a lot. That's so good. Bitter is our final one. Bitter. I think Bitter for me is about, it's a drama about a bartender who is at the end of their rope, and their father is unwell, and they're having to take care of him, and just everything terrible keeps happening to this person. I said it was a drama. I think it's a comedy, actually. I think it's one of those like Coen Brothers comedies where it's like nothing good happens to this guy.
Oh,
and we all love to watch him suffer.
Is he happy through it, or is he bitter?
No, he is quite bitter. He's he's like cantankerous. He's who's someone who's real funny when they get angry. I think Martin Freeman would be really good.
Oh, yeah, I like that. Also, New Zealand local reference, Josh Thompson, when he's angry.
Oh, yes.
Oh, so good.
Yes, that would be quite good. And then he has to take care of his dad, and they have to like reconcile for some reason. But he's just constantly bitter and angry.
Did you go bartender because they use bitters in the drinks as well? Because that's immediately where I went.
Better believe it. You better believe it.
You better believe it. He could lean hard into the New Zealand accent there.
Yep, true.
You better believe it. Bitter is about a craft beer company that uses too many hops in their beer. Too many hops. It's called Too Many Hops. And it is the underdog story of that craft beer company taking over just a small section of an unnamed country's alcoholic, the beverage section.
Yeah, I like that.
Fighting the man, fighting Heineken, something.
Good. I like that a lot. That's very fun.
Too many hops.
Too many hops. I do think, unfortunately, it was Utopia and Judy Hopps.
Oh, no.
Yeah, why'd they make her thick? I don't know.
Oh, no.
Unfortunate. Just really unfortunate.
Oh, boy.
I know.
Why'd they make her thick?
Why'd they make her thick? I mean, it makes sense, I guess, because she's jumping around, but they didn't need to do all that.
That's so funny.
There's that whole thing as well where, like, animators, like, we have to denote femininity, but we don't want to give her, huge gazongas. They make all the women thick, and I'm like, fair enough. And on that note, Michelle, what would you like people to know about you? I mean, obviously, you're at the Comedy Fest this year.
Yes, I'm at the Comedy Fest this year, and then who knows where to go from here? I will be at more festivals, I'm sure, in the future. So just look out for my name. Put a Google alert on my name. I recently set up a Google alert for my name, and I got my first ping yesterday. So I'm delighted.
No, I think that was just the Google Calendar for this podcast. No, that's really
incredible.
Quite smart. I should do that as well. That's really great.
It's a good idea. There's also a cop in Hamilton whose name is Michelle Wiley. So I'm like, what else am I gonna get? Like, I've had to be very specific about the parameters on this Google alert. But no, you can find me at mish.wiley on Instagram, and that's the only place I am, really. I don't have a lot of other platforms. Don't find me anywhere else.
Don't find you.
Don't come looking for me.
And I'll say this to you, listener. If you want to support this podcast, you can go to tristanmiller.substack.com. Get episodes early. You get the video. I do film reviews there. And there's a bonus podcast called Movies to Fall Asleep To, where I talk to people about their comfort movies.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I have a couple of good guests lined up that have like weird picks. The most recent one was I had Taylor Ruddle on, and he made me watch Kangaroo Jack again.
What?
I know. It was a nightmare, I must say. I did not appreciate the film as he did.
And do you end up having nightmares when once you've fallen asleep.
Sometimes I do. I have nightmares of a rapping kangaroo. It's
Yeah.
true.
Mm.
But you can check all that there on Substack. Also, I should probably do this for every single episode. I have a comedy album coming out on the 15th and a comedy special coming out on the 15th. So do that. Look at that. If you're listening to this, you probably know who I am. So you're probably in touch with me anyway.
Incredible.
Yeah. But this has been so much fun. Thank you so much for doing the pod.
Thank you so much for having me. This has
Yeah.
been delightful. What a conversation. I will go away having dreams about this.
It's a great movie. I love Jeff Bridges as an alien.
I do too. And now I must go be with my people in the sky in my UFO. Thank you so much for having me, Tristan. This was such a good conversation, and what a team we make.
What a team.
What a creative team.
Yeah. To the moon, we'll go.